Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Hello. Oh, welcome. Oh, my hair. You know what I do? I need a haircut. It's what I need. Look at it's just turning into a crazy mop head. That's what I'm turning into, a crazy mop head. So let's see how everything is going out there today. Of course, I always need lipstick. I think I got it on. Then when I look at myself, it's like, no, you don't have it on. So welcome, everybody. As I flip my hair and put my lips on, and they're like, oh my God, somebody's just tuning in. They're like, who is this? I'm Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Learned something new about my chart today. Well, I kind of knew it, but kind of ignored it. There's certain things sometimes I ignore in my chart that, you know, and that was my Chiron. And my Chiron's in Pisces in the 10th house. And I'm just like, oh, it's one it's one of those transits that can be it's another difficult transit. One, because it's sometimes things will happen, but you just happen to be there, or you just happen to be the one. You were there working, and it's something crazy happens, and it's totally not your it's not your fault. But, and I've had that happen I've had that happen many times when I've been involved with things, and, they've just gone sideways in some crazy ways where, um, like my landlord issues in the past, to working situations where it's just like, "No, this doesn't feel right," and then the next thing you know, the business goes belly up or something, where other it just, what's one? I'm trying to just been so many. Well, I'll just do a hypothetical. You're working like with a Chiron and Pisces and stuff, especially in the 10th house. 10th house has to do with work, right? So, and in Pisces, it's like, work could be very mutable. It's got to be floating. But with Chiron in there means there's something that's you need to learn, or something that you need to strive at. And you could be working for, say, a beautiful organization for volunteering and giving money to Africa, blah blah blah, and then you find out that it's a laundering front, and you come in, and the whole place is getting raided. uh, so shit like that. I worked for a company that seemed to be very up and beautiful, but I found out that they were just wanting to bring in people from the Philippines and stuff, and pay them shit, and it was just like horrendous. And I was like, oh my God, this is not right. And they didn't like to promote women as managers in their company either. So they had a real hard time with very strong women in their company as well. And I ended up walking out on them without notice. Um, there is, just it's crazy things like that. Anyways, I learned that about myself today. And I started to do some reflecting on what I need to start really honing on for my own self and my path. And that led me into the energies of what are coming forth into Gaia, and the energies and the balance and the harmonizing our field of balances, and our field of balances that we need, that are coming in, and they're coming into the aoric field, say, of the earth, and it balances there. Then it has to come in and come into our bodies, and to be balanced, and so that we are able to come in as a whole, and bringing in the different pieces to come together. And that's what led me on to the Pisces thing. But it also led me to um a lot of looking at a lot of the powerful energy centers that are coming in, um, within the super consciousness, and our connections to the planet, and our star chakra, which is just below our feet, that's running a circuit and transmitting energy to us, in this pulsating energy. And this pulsating energy is just getting stronger and stronger, to have us create some sort of change within our world. So our soul is entering into these realms of physical expression, and unique realm to do this. And these energies are now available to us in this earth. And this is a unique energy. to be formed within the creating within this realm. Now, as I'm this downloads are coming in, as the downloads are coming in, this is really bringing in where what is going on in this in the world, what is, as you look out into the crazy or into the mundane world. So you look out into the mundane world and you begin to see how the powers are transmuting within other people, how things are starting to evolve. And you come to expose their uniqueness, or this uniqueness within the unique energies. And this is where you'll find where others are just figuring things out and off they go. Others are still waiting on the highway kind of thing. They're waiting on the highway hoping that somebody's going to come get them. But this is where this uniqueness within this energy frequencies that are creating a transformational form, a transformational energy, and turning energy into matter so that we are able to experience as the wholeness of creation. Now, with this energy, what brought me to my chart and brought me to start looking, and then I thought, let me look at the Canadian chart. Haven't really looked at it. I've looked at the US chart because a Pluto return is it's very strong. Like a Pluto return is showing the depths of great transformation and change that is coming within the country, because it's a 246-year transit, right? And then you figure out, well, when was the last time this happened? 1776. So then I started to look into the Canadian chart. And the Canadian chart I found very interesting. Let's see. Oh, let me just hold on. I had it up here. I had the chart up. And I think I must have accidentally. So, and I found our chart very interesting on so our dominion was July. The chart that is used is one that was July 1867. Um They there's a couple, but this is the main chart that is used. View the chart. Let's view it. So what I found very interesting in it, and I don't know if I can bring up the share. I'm going to try and bring up the share for the chart. I'm going to share screen. Yeah. Got to click all these freaking buttons. Freaking buttons, man. National Canada chart. Is that it? No, I want this one. There we go. That's what I want. Now, there we go. And I will do, I think this right here. No, this right here. Oh, I'm shifting around here. I'm shifting around. I know. I got it. I got it. I got it. Now, this is the chart of Canada. And I found it very interesting one where Chiron is, and that what got me down my little Chiron in Pisces, but Jupiter's there. We have Neptune here, and it's an Aries rising. So it's almost where we are coming into our rising of Aries. The moon down here is in Gemini, that mutability of communication and having that mutability. But Mars is going to be retrograding over our moon later on this year. And then we have a Uranus and Sun conjunction in Cancer. What I really found very interesting is that we're coming to a Jupiter return, which is, change. So when we look at where in Canada at 15 degrees, where Pluto is, also Pluto's down here at 15 degrees in Taurus, and it opposes Saturn. And in there, but that forms a T square. So because it squares over to what's happening over in Aquarius. So our Saturn is squaring Saturn. So we got a Saturn square. And forms, a T square in the chart. And this T square is where there's something to do with collaboration and with the Aries rising. So we're collaborating, wanting to make deep changes within the community, within how we are structured. What are the structures that we are wanting to create within a community? Aquarius is all about community. It's all about enlightenment. It's all about coming together and coming together in some new way. So we are wanting to come together in a new way. And that's with the Saturn, but we're struggling with maybe boundaries. So there's a lot to do with boundaries. What are our boundaries? What do our boundaries look like? So we are fighting with our boundaries. We're fighting with that of what does that look like? And with Saturn wants order, and it's also the Time Lord. So we also have him in, with Saturn being in here. I mean, Saturn doesn't mind being in Scorpio. It can, because it is fixed. It is very, there is boundaries. There is, we have organization. It rules, joint finances, corporation, taxes, and things along that line. And here we have Saturn transiting Saturn in Aquarius, which has to do with the collaboration of the people, but it still needs some kind of structure. What's really blowing the cap off everything is the masculine is in Virgo. So there's a rising up of this masculine in Virgo. And the Virgo is all about the people, about how we deal with things. Virgo's about our routine, how things are going. Now, with this coming in, and then, with Capricorn and Mars entering into Capricorn, so there was like a square of a rising, or a trine of a rising. So, same signs, they trine each other. So we have a trine. So that means a gathering, coming together with something. So we're trying to come together. We're trying to unite and bring in change and bring in healing. So there's a lot to do with healing. There's a lot to do with this masculine rising up within the feminine energy, allowing this to rise up to create change. This is where this collaborating and having a collaboration and looking at what we're collaborating, it's getting over our fears. Now I'm going to stop the share here. Hi. So I have, okay. So this is us as Canadians rising over our fear. Now, the thing is that how is Canada being portrayed since 1867? Yes, we've been the seeming to be passive type of country, and everybody loves us and we get along, but there's an underlying current within Canada. I mean, we're passionate about our hockey, and we'll go on the ice, and we allow our children to go on the ice with with razor sharp blades underneath their feet and a stick, and chasing a black hard puck around, and slamming people into the boards. We have this energy that, there is a lot that we are able to combat. We are the ones who come in, and when it comes to peacekeeping, being the peacekeeper, being the ones that are coming in, we are the ones that go out on the front line, and we will fight for things, fight for other people's justices. But when it came to us, and when I looked at our chart, we were very quiet, right? Canada is finding their patriotic energy with that Aries rising. We're now establishing our identity of who we are. And in that identity is very peaceful. It is a very kind and it's very loving. Churches are feeding the truckers, opening the doors. Here, sleep on a pew. This is where this energy is coming in. And Pluto in the 8th house is saying we need, this is about holding values. The 8th house in the chart is Capricorn. It's about holding your values. What are your values? And Pluto being in there is asking for the Canadians, what do you value? What do you care about? So when you look at the chart and you're saying, oh, wow, what do we value? We have this masculine uprising, truckers. Like most times you think of truckers, you're not thinking of passive, I guess, women. It's usually men who are truckers on average. And this is where we're holding and hiding, like there's hiding of going wrong. Then there is this reveal of a tyrant coming forward. And we have for Trudeau, when I was looking at Trudeau's, his progressed new moon, there's a progressed new moon in his Virgo, in his 6th house. So there's this something to do with health coming in with the new moon. That the new moon, there's something, of course, is internal, something that needs to be released. And his Chiron is squaring it. So he's going through something of a change and exposing. So there's an exposure that's coming in with Trudeau. And here we are also with the Canadian chart, divisions hiding a long time, where there's exposures that are coming in for our real values. And with the Pluto conjuncting Uranus this year in the Canadian chart and the North Node, this is again about our values. What do you care about? Like, this is huge activation that's coming in. The last time Uranus was in that house in Taurus was during World War II. What were our values in World War II? We were very patriotic. We wanted to fight for what's right. We went out there. We were, towing the line. And we were one that, that it united. We united with our nation. We united. Well, here it comes again. We're uniting with our nation. But what does that look like? What does it feel like? What are the values? What do we care about? And it's hitting our Pluto in that house. And there's that opposition too, with the Taurus opposite Scorpio. So this is when you look at it, it's showing us where our change and revolution is coming in. And I feel, especially with that masculine in Virgo, the revolution, and I said this summer is going to be an uproar. And when I look at it, I'm like, whoa, this summer is really going to be an uproar here in Canada of still fighting for what is our rights. Yes, a lot of the provinces and a lot of the premiers here are starting to release their handle on things. Like, they're seeing, like, holy shit, we need to release these things. We need to let go. And truth is coming out where our government was lobbying the United States to put on sanctions or put on restrictions at the border. So truth, where Pluto is, truth is coming out. Truth is rising to the top. So when we start to look at, a natal chart, and we start to look at the transits and that's going on, we start to see that things are evolving. The one thing that comes in, and I don't wish any ill will on anybody, I just want people to be held accountable. I get held accountable all the time with the shit I do. But this is, coming in with accountability, and our prime minister being held accountable for his actions and his words that he's been saying. Definitely something should be done. The thing that sort of is been, and I believe, send blessings. Honestly, send prayers to him. Send prayers and love to him, because it's, as my dad would always say, it's easier to catch a fly with honey than it is with vinegar. So this is where it's like, I I'm wondering, did he get the politician shot or did he get the actual one? Because he's very bloated right now. So there's something there that is, and again, here comes, that new moon coming into his sixth house. Sixth house is ruled by Virgo. What's going on? And he is a Capricorn, right? So it has to do with his structure, bone structure, and how things are held together. And is he a rising Virgo? Do. I think he is. I think his rising sign is Virgo. So if his rising sign is Virgo, he's really in a country where their Virgo has this masculine energy rising up in it. So there's something that is coming up. There's a rising up within the country. Uh, Welcome to astrology. So we have this energy that's coming in, and with the Mars, is going to retrograde over the moon later on this year. So Mars is going to be retrograding in Gemini this year, and I go like this. You guys know when I go like this, it's a whole nother issues, my friends, of things that are going to be coming up for us all in our communications and how we are fighting for our right of speech. you know So this spring, summer, there's going to be some blow up and some weirdness. Our rebellion is not going to be like a normal rebellion. It's going to be different. But this is where the people are not looking away anymore. So the energies are coming in to show you that the people are not looking away. The people are rising up. And it's going to be the masculine energy that's coming in to help us to rise up, help us to formulate this new energy. And along with that, um, I don't care about him. Along with this is since Pluto has come into the Capricorn and challenges the sun in the Canadian birth chart. This is about internal political dilemmas, and they may finally come to a head and demand a resolution. And this is where this opposition has been happening, say, since 2008, since Pluto arrived there. And with that, this natal sun conjuncting Uranus, it can go in many different directions, right? And this is where the nation has perhaps not yet was not yet woken up to its full creative cultural potential until Pluto got to 27 degrees and Mars entered there. It couldn't have happened before then because um not even last year, but it's sort of the rumbling started to happen in 2020 with Saturn coming in there, Saturn making the conjunction there with the energies of the sun in Cancer. So there is this rising up, this energy of rising up, and rumblings were starting to happen. And many people were saying, okay, we'll comply. Okay, we'll comply, but this isn't making any sense. Okay, well, all right, you tell us to, okay, we'll comply. And now it's like, we don't want to comply anymore. We don't want to do what you say anymore. We don't want to go along with what you are saying anymore. So now we're seeing the Canadians rise up. And with Mars being in Capricorn right now and moving with Venus, this is coming into a balance and it's posing the sun with Uranus there in our Cancer. So this means that there could be some crazy radical changes that are happening and bringing in some changes that are wanting us to be able to express more of what it is that our truth is with our values. And what are those values as Canadians? And this is showing up that it needed to happen at some grassroots level, Virgo. Virgo brings in the grassroots, the regular routine. She harvests the wheat. I'm going to harvest the wheat. In comes the masculine to help to harvest that, to help to feed, to help to show what our routine is and our health. Virgo rules the health, right? So, what is that health that we want for our people, our nation? So, we are in this intense cycle of transformation within our country. And does that mean, I mean, this is like where change is going to happen. And does that mean that we become our own sovereign country with borders changing? And with those borders changing, does that border means which direction is Canada going to take? And that is going to be really coming to the forefront of 2023. So there's going to be a give and take for this. I mean, this is like little steps are happening, but it takes the little steps for the quantum leap to appear, right? So we are going to have some craziness still coming in. I think, we woke up with the Venus retrograde that happened in Gemini in 2020. There was a huge wake up with that, and Canadians were really starting to see truth and what was happening. So we're heading into a direction of transformation and change, as I've said for quite some time. And this is creating something within our own lives and knowing that we have the power to do it. We don't have to sit idly by anymore and be quiet. The thing is the one thing about, for Canadians, we're really not loud and boisterous unless we're at at a hockey game or a rodeo, or we're out there. This is that silent inner masculine and feminine is coming to the forefront, and it's saying, we're not, no, this is not what we're going to do. And it is where many of us have been taught to, okay, the police are coming, we'll comply. Yeah, we know we may, love-hate relationship with the police. Unlike the United States, it's like, fuck you, you don't have any right, blah, 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 to do. A totally different type of energy when you come up here. So this is really, and the vastness of our country. I mean, our country is huge. There's only 40 million people that live in Canada. Think about it. That's almost where there's more people that live in the state of California than live in all of Canada. Crazy. So this is coming together where we are rising up with this masculine energy, with the feminine, Mars and Venus coming together in a place where we can bring in the communications, and they will be joining up with Mercury later on. Coming up. So we have this energy of Mercury, and Mercury going forward and saying, we need to communicate out what it is our truth is. What are our values? What do you care about? What about our financial system, our economic system, 8th house? Our government finances, then Pluto's in there too. So this is looking at the whole Canadian financial system and our economic system. So how are things going to continue on? Like it's like almost where they're trying to, when you got very Muslim type of cloth, which is very thin type of cloth, and you're trying to sew it all together, but it's leaving big holes and big gaps. And that's what's happening right now. So something new, some kind of new structure has to come in. And I find it amazing how different light angels come to appear at this time. And allowing ourselves to speak. Now, I'm always the one who says, okay, you see a big group, run the other way. What is the big group doing? That's my next thing. If the big group is forcing you to do something against your will, definitely don't fucking go there. If everybody says, let's go crowd in and let's, go into a mosh pit, if anybody's been into a mosh pit, I mean, they can be kind of crazy and nutty. But this is where also where you look at, why is everybody attacking Joe Rogan? See, energies, you got to look at where the energy is going. What is that energy of why they're doing what they're doing? And it's like you have to take those steps back to start seeing and realizing, okay, you know what? This is where your power can make the change. Where are you directing your energy? Are you directing your energy where it's like all of this, and we're seeing it again. So all of this mass media, corporate mass media, trying to bring in propaganda. So this is, again, this is, we go back to our own chart where we're seeing the chart of Canada saying, you know what, we were founded on some pretty cool principles and very harmonious principles, that we want it to be different. We want it, with that Uranus conjuncting the sun. Yeah, we want to be unique and different within who we are, but we still want to be loving and caring. We have an Aries rising, which is very fierce. Anybody I know with an Aries rising is a very fierce energy. That's the god of war. Well, where's the god of war right now? Oh, he's in Capricorn, where he's exalted. Yeah, so we were questioning a lot last, in 2020 when he was in there and hitting our rising sign of Canada, hitting that energy of like, this doesn't feel right. Something, doesn't feel right about all of this. But it took us a little bit where we had to really figure out our standing, our legging, and how far we could be pushed in order to create the change. And the change is a very positive one. It's very exciting. It's very liberating. And with that Mars, or with that Pluto conjunction with the United States, it is a vibration of the world. It's not just the United States, because the United States is one of the big rulers of the world at this time. It is creating massive change that is going to be happening over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. And what does that look like for all of us? How do you want to create that massive change? And that starts with us individually, and how we hold our power, how we hold that energy so that we can bring in a world of prosperity and abundance, and looking at what that peace is. As I say, there's a global revolution coming in. It doesn't have to mean crazy boots on the ground. It can bring in something that is totally different and transformational. It really can. And this is where we have to hold firm to what it is. I'm pretty proud of Canadians right now. I'm pretty proud of being a Canadian. Always have been. But this is really showing our patriotism like we've never had before. It's kind of like the US Canada hockey game, and all of us rise up together, or the Olympics when they were in Vancouver. We rose up together through all of that, and we're so proud. This is even deeper than that, because now we are bringing in everyone, and it's starting at the very basis of where it has to go. And that's, and when I say the basis, and then the earth chakra came in, which is the star chakra, which is running a current and transmitting into our plane of existence at this time. And I can see it running with us personally, and I can see it running within our country at this time, bringing in that truth of saying, what is it that we want to express in our uniqueness within this realm of energies that are available to us at this earth, this unique energies to form within the center, to be formed with us and created with us in a realm so different than the outside of this realm. So we are creating something that is more unique, and allowing for that individuality to come through, yet coming through with a place of love. And on any other planet, or stars, or any of those level of existence, each one has its own unique frequency and individuality. But we came here to express our unique individuality. within these unique frequencies to enjoy, to have fun, to create with. These unique frequencies are turning energy into matter and expressing this throughout our time and our creation. And as you bring it into existence, this is where the power is that we are able to bring this into existence almost immediately. And as I said, the information I came through the other day, but it has to do with the human family, with the connection of the human family. What is that connection with the human family and coming together? Not everybody's going to be on it. Not everybody's going to be on this frequency. But there's going to be a hell of a lot of people that are going to be on this frequency, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it. We're seeing some that are figuring out how to get off that crazy lockdown highway. And if anybody's been in a lockdown grid on Deerfoot, how many of you have gone across the Meridian and went the other way? That's what it is. It's like, you know what? Why am I here? I'm going over this way and take a whole U-turn and go a different way. That's what it is. It's like, why am I staying on this gridlock? Why am I staying on this lockdown? Why am I here? What direction do I want to go? Well, hey, I can go this way. I can go around. It might take me another 15, 20 minutes, but I'm going to get to my destiny and where I want to go. That's where it's at. That's where this frequency is coming in. And this is where you come into your heart center and point of origin into your soul. And this, as within our heart center expanding out into the aoric field of consciousness, and how you can create with this. There is a consciousness, and remember, through your vibration, through your intention, we create this beautiful chain. And it's real beautiful how the planets help us to get there. That's what I find so amazing when I do astrology, how the planets are there to teach us. And as we learn how to utilize, especially your natal chart, how you learn to understand, why is Chiron in my Pisces house in the 10th? Well, it's teaching me how to really be true to who I am and be true to what I am wanting to do. And being in the Pisces house, I know it has to be with a connection with spirit, and allow for my energy to be a connection with spirit, and teach that in my own unique way, but not be a participant with other types of organizations. Because when I do that, that's where things falter or fall away. For me, not for everybody, but that's part of my chart. In understanding that, hey, my Saturn this week is conjunct my Saturn. So I'm going through a huge Saturn return. The Saturn return is saying, which direction are you standing in your uniqueness? This is a whole review and a rebirthing of what it is. And as I look at that, I'm just like, wow, yeah, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is taking me to a place that is going to bring me to where I want to go. How that looks, I got to leave it up to the Holy Spirit, because I know they have better headlights than I do. And that's where we're at. Trust in the Holy Spirit and trust in your God and your divine and your angels that they are going to lead you. They know the way. But you got to drop into that first consciousness into our heart, and that's where it's going to lead us. And that's where Canada has come in. And when you see the reason why, for many, when you watch this, it hits your heartstrings and you cry. Can't help it. And that's why passion and things come out. But this is also teaching us to say, we got to listen. We got to listen without judgment. We got to listen with understanding. And we got to come to a place where we can say, hey, you know what? I understand, and you have every right to say what you say. Doesn't mean I have to agree with you, but you have every right to say what you say. How can we come together to make a difference and make this place better? And I think when I look at Trudeau's chart, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It kind of concerns me with some of the transits that are coming up that I kind of noticed more today than I have in a long time. So his chart is really looking kind of a little bit crazy. So, you know, we don't wish ill will for anybody. I've been crying for days. Gets me in the feels. Yes, it does. It does. I mean, I with some things I just like when I see it, I just like, oh my God, you know. But it's the very first time in a long time that we're finding a unity with everything. So let's ho'oponopono it. Let's send out our vibration of love. I know many people that have followed me, and I did lose, a few people over the last few years. I am a hard ass. I am a realist. I am a person who calls it as it is. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to call you a fucktard if you're a fucktard. That's all there is to it. And sometimes my mouth does get me into trouble, and I am very passionate, and I can be very overwhelming with my energies. And I know that, and I own it 100%. But the thing is that as a teacher, I want to lead you to your truth, and I want to lead you to your enlightenment. I want to help and guide you so that you are able to see things more clearly and make the decisions that you need to make within your own life. The one thing I've been told by not one, not two, but many who've taken my classes have said to me, I'm the person that has dismantled their soul and dismantled them physically, mentally, and spiritually, but yet at the end have put them back together with love, kindness, and tears in order for them to stand in their authentic selves to go forward upon their journey. That's what I do. And I truly, truly want all of you to stand in your light and in your imperfections and in all parts of you, your wiggles and jiggles and little bumps, and embrace that beautiful light that you have inside of you, because we are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. We are more powerful than what we ever dreamed we would be. Be that little 5-year-old that said that they were going to be a movie star or a doctor or whatever. They thought about it. They were going to do it without any thought. That's what I'm going to do. Right now, my grandson, sometimes he just wants to be a Red Ranger. Cool. You be that Red Ranger. Be that true, authentic self that you are, and allow yourself to shine, because that's where we're heading. We got to stand in our love. We got to stand in our commitment. There's still a lot of tyrants that are out there, a lot of evil that's out there that doesn't want us to rise up. And we're going to see it. There's going to be a pull. There's going to be a pull to the place where I've already said that they want to take us. But here we got to stand in our truth of who we are. It's we got a crazy fight on our hands, but it's a beautiful fight as well. So sending you all out so much love today. If you are wanting my readings right now, I got a Valentine's reading. So if you're wanting to know more about your natal chart, all my readings are 15% off. You can go to thegurumama.com and book there. And if you are wanting to take the tarot workshop in March, it's every Wednesday evening for the month of March. Definitely. You want to learn tarot? Let's get together and let's have some fun and learn some tarot. Have a blessed one, everybody, and have a fabulous weekend. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Go out there and be a fucking badass and show your light. Talk to you soon.